Hi, hello, welcome back, Alexandrian Codex. It's been a minute. Today is November 30th, 2020, and I have the final 17 systems from Codex's fictional systems, fictional star systems, fictional systems, that's what it's called, to talk about. I did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of these yesterday, and I did 12 of them today. It's been an afternoon. I wanted to get these done by the end of November, so let's hop into it. The first is Regulus. Regulus is drawing inspiration from Elite Dangerous and Babylon 5. Babylon 5, the only thing it mentions about Regulus is that it's Earth's first extrasolar colony, so we have a arid world here. Why arid? Honestly, because I feel like there are way too many continental, tropical, and oceanic planets in fiction. And desert planets are up there too. Honestly, I probably should have made this like tundra or something, but Arctic or arid works well enough. Yeah, it's a pretty boring system. Elite Dangerous only puts 2 planets in here. Not the most thrilling thing to start out with, but you know, gotta have some boring stuff to make the rest more interesting. Ross 128 is drawing inspiration from Elite Dangerous, Across the Sea of Suns, and FTL 2448. Again, very small. Got a Continental, Arctic World, Pox, Grant's Claim, Frenner. It's something, right? Ross 154 is from Elite Dangerous. Seeing a theme here. Terminal Velocity, Night's Dawn, and Orlanok. We have, I think just Merlin is the only continental habitable planet here. It's cute, it's small. I mean, it's Red Dwarf, so it shouldn't have a huge system anyway. Ross 248, another Red Dwarf, is from Elite Dangerous and Glacial. We have Diadem here, a bunch of frozen-ass planets. Yep, that's a Red Dwarf system, alright. Next up is Sigmadraconis, and I promise you, we get a bit more interesting than just tiny Red Dwarf planet, or systems with not much in it. Sigmadraconis draws inspiration from Elite Dangerous, Star Trek, Dune, Honor, Harrington, and Outpost. We, immediately have Sigmadraconis 3, 4, and 6 being habitable. I think it's the Star Trek episode having to do with Spock's brain that the 3 primitive civilizations, if I'm remembering right, are in this system. Yeah, it's some weird shit. Sigma Sculptorus is up next. Right? Yeah. Sigma Sculptorus is, I think, predominantly Elite Dangerous and Three-Legged Joe. Three-Legged Joe, all that added, was the name of the outermost body here, Oddfars. That's all it did. The rest of this is Elite Dangerous. This is the first one I did today, and it's the one that made me stop working last night because I looked at the number of fucking moons in this system, in the Elite Dangerous galaxy map, and I'm like, maybe I've done enough for today. Maybe I don't need to code in about 8 million fucking barren moons. Maybe I can just go to sleep. Next up is Sirius. Sirius is very popular in science fiction, obviously. It's a noteworthy system. Primarily, however, this is based off of the Star Fox series, the Lilat system of Star Fox. It isn't ever explicitly stated, I think, that the Lilat system is supposed to be the Sirius system, but there are enough similarities that it's pretty much a sure thing. So this is Lilat, essentially, which is very cool. I didn't realize that I could finagle a way to say this is sort of realish, and there are some amazing fan-made maps of the Lilat system out there where I derived roughly the orbital distances and the planet classes from, so like big ups to that furry community, and it's predominantly a furry community. Star Fox is an amazing fucking game. Playing the original is kind of hard to do. But yeah, this system has about 1 million habitable planets because it's a Nintendo space fantasy setting more than science fiction setting, so you gotta have your desert world and this kind of tropical world and a marsh world and a dinosaur world. I mean, fucking Soria, it's just the dinosaur world. I never did beat that game. The first one set on Soria, never beat that. I got to a mini game where you had to rotate the joystick really fast or press the A button really fast, and it was just like undoable, so I quit playing the game at that point. That memory seared into my brain. Just got to a point where I couldn't beat it. It was probably a timing game and not like a mash the button game, and I was just too young and dumb to understand. I'm leaning in that direction. Yeah, honestly, I'm pretty pleased with how this turned out. This is pretty and believable. It has way too many habitable worlds, but yeah, whatever. It's cool. Is it balanced? No, that one sure as fuck is not balanced. We got Tau Seti up next. Tau Seti draws from Elite Dangerous, Halo, Star Trek, Starplex, Magnificat, World War, The Dispossessed, and Empire Star. So, you know, a few systems. Tau Seti is so influential because it's very similar to our own star. It's not too far away from us. I think it's the closest in mass and radius to our own star. The first being Alpha Centauri A? I think so. It makes its way into a lot of science fiction that way. We got Sounder's Claim, home from the World War series, which is arid, desert, Tau Ceti Prime, ocean. Then we got New Beijing and Anares, which are both continental worlds. We got Molokar out here, and way out here we have Tyre. Next up is Tau Cigne? No, Tau Cigne I did before. Yes. Right? No! I didn't write it down. No. 18 systems. You got Tau Cigne. Tau Cigne. Tau Cigne is from Elite Dangerous and Star Trek. Not a whole lot going on here. Tau Cigne features in a Star Trek The Next Generation episode where the Shiliak corporate demand Tau Cigne 5, I think, from the Federation, because a broken down ship accidentally made a colony there and then forgot they were part of the Federation and didn't know. And it was a whole border dispute episode, which kind of became a dime a dozen after a certain point. Like, this time it's with the Shiliak, this time it's with the Romulans, this time it's with the Cardassians. They really wanted to talk about that. Yeah, so, you know, we have an arid world here. It was like an arid, deserty, Southern California-y looking world, because, you know, it's cheap to shoot there. Next up is Theta Hydrae? Yeah, Theta Hydrae, or this combines Theta Hydrae, like the spelling you're seeing on screen, and Theta Hydrae, replacing the AE with an I, from Elite Dangerous and Star Trek, because neither of them had both of them think that the other one is spelled wrong, and I don't know which one is spelled right. I think this is the correct spelling, but Star Trek still uses an I instead of an A, and Star Trek pulls that shit a lot. Like, no, this isn't, you know, Tau Cigne, this is Tau Cigne. Yeah, actually, no, that's exactly what happened with the last one. In that Star Trek episode, it's Tau Cigne 5, not Tau Cigne 5, but again, I think they just made a typo and were wrong. This has Gorath. Gorath is a system in Star Trek Online, a planet in Star Trek Online that's a border dispute, I think. And that's all I fucking know about this system. That's all I could find about this system. Is it exciting? No. They're not all going to be exciting. Theta Ursa Majoris, however, is a pretty good one. This is from Elite Dangerous and the Armies of Memory. Fucking nothing around this parent star. And over here we have, you know, Adams GI 354b2, 3, etc., etc., etc. It's a cute little system. Next up is a Van Manen's star. Van Manan. Van Manen's star is taking inspiration from Elite Dangerous and Down Below Station, hence Mariner is the name of a station in Down Below Station. And yeah, I think this is mostly just like frozen-ass planets, right? Yep. 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 It's cool though. Vega is up next. Vega features in a lot of science fiction, hence why its name is on the random list here, but that's not my Vega. Pardon you. This is my Vega. Yes, it is. This is my Vega. Vega is from Elite Dangerous, Babylon 5, Spaceballs, Diaspora, Hyperion, Demon Princess, and Space Battle in the Vega sector. There were many, 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 many more, but I was already putting too much shit in here. We got Vega, we got Popov Reward, we have Vega 2, which is a brown dwarf, around which has a few habitable worlds of Cuthbert, Eliosis, Boniface, some interesting other ones. Tracy's Haven with its habitable moon Tricora over here. Yeah, you know, a lot of shit. Once you start really squeezing together a lot of different sources, you start stacking up a lot of habitable planets. If I have two habitable planets that are supposed to be in the same place, I don't use them both. I might use the name for something else, but if one makes a distinction of saying this is the second moon around this, and this one says it's the third moon, then I'm just going to include them as the second and third moon. Zeta Aquili is not a singular star system. I think it's a binary. But the partner to Zeta Aquili A orbits so far away that it won't fit within the system scale here, so there's no partner. This is just randomly generated. I had nothing to do with this. This is from Elite Dangerous. And that's it. There's a water planet out here. Should it count as an ocean world? Probably not. It's more like a water planet type gas giant thing, but whatever, we'll leave it. It's cool. Zeta Radius. Yeah, Radius is up next. Zeta Radius is, I don't even need to look, but I'm going to go ahead and look and make sure I'm right. Yeah, this is from Elite Dangerous and Halo. And Halo, this is where Onyx is set, which is a shield world, which is sort of kind of like a Dyson sphere. It's a Dyson structure. It's a Dyson fucking sphere. You'll notice there are 3 planets inside of the Dyson sphere. That's intentional because in Halo, the first 3 planets in the star system fit within the orbit of the reconstructed shield world. None of them are habitable. Looks neat. Actually looks real neat. I like the idea of playing entirely inside of a Dyson sphere. Next up, it's Zeta Draconis, right? Yep, Zeta Draconis. Zeta Draconis is drawing inspiration from Star Control. Star Control 2, I think. This is the only one with any orbital or like planet-sized data. The rest I just derive from it. So yeah, it's fine. There are no habitable worlds here, but despite it not having habitable worlds, it's quite pretty. It's neat. Next up is Zeta Reticuli. Zeta Reticuli is from Alien. And a couple other. No. A couple others. But again, it's a popular name, so you'll see it used here. It's a binary system, obviously, from what we can see here initially. This draws inspiration from Alien and Prometheus. 40,000 in Gehenna, space above and beyond. So yeah. Primary body, not a lot going on here. Secondary, Zeta Reticuli B. This is where Aliens and Prometheus are set in. I think 2 or 3, at least 3 of the Alien films are set in this system here, particularly. Then the rest of this is just from 40,000 in Gehenna, hence the name, and space above and beyond. Then, last one, Zeta Tucani. What a great name. This is from Elite Dangerous, The Cunning Blood, and Babylon 5. Long Shadow and Hell are from The Cunning Blood. The basic structure of the system is obviously from Elite Dangerous. Babylon 5 gave us Centauri Prime and its 2 moons over here. Darwin is actually from Elite Dangerous, and yeah, this is another pretty densely habited system. And that's it, kids. That's it. That's all. Checks notes. 18 systems for today. That brings the total up to a number that I will post on the mod page once I do the math. I don't know, it's over 50, right? It's quite a few. People have requested specific fantasy systems, and I want to make the distinction. This is called fictional systems because the stars themselves are real, but the systems around the stars are fictional. Right? They're made up. But it's still, you know, part truth, part fiction, and it's a neat little symmetry. So that's why I wanted to do this as a sort of feasibly believable mod. Some of these obviously, like the ones that draw inspiration from Nintendo products, honestly, really just make every planet habitable, and they're more fantasy than fiction. I know fantasy is a type of fiction, but to me, fantasy is fiction squared, if you will. It's taken to illogical or fantastic or not confined by any semblance of reality. So if I were to do that, I may expand on it in this mod. God knows, there are hundreds and thousands of fantasy systems out there. Some of them are incredibly cool. I'm open to it. Especially if they're cool ones that strike my fancy, that have good metrics behind them and would make sense. Absolutely. But, yeah, this is 1.0. This is done for now. People have been... there have been a couple of posts complaining about compatibility issues. Bruh. Read the fucking notes. This said it was highly recommended that you run this with Massive Solar System. Now it says Massive Solar System is required. If you're running into compatibility issues with planets spawning inside of stars or planets being the wrong size, or rings or other objects looking weird, it's because planet standard scale is by default set to 11. My mods have it set to 1 because that sets up a more equal, more vaguely correct scale between object size and object distance. But other mods use 11 as their default value. If you want to use my mod, with really any other mods, load mine last. That's all you gotta do, buddy. That's all you gotta do. Massive Solar System should be the last in your load order, because then the files will replace that 11 with a 1, and it will make things mostly look right. Mostly. There are some things like Gwilly's planetary modifier spawns rings that I can't for the fucking life of me figure out how to size down. He is a wizard, and I don't understand his dark magic. I love him, by the way. Amazing creative force. So I'm working on that. Trust me, it bugs the hell out of me too. Yeah, it's such an easy fix. Just read the notes. Or mod my shit. All of my stuff in the past and moving forward forever. Credit me if you use any of my stuff. All you have to do is seriously just put like a fucking note in the file, like original by Alexandrian Codex. That's all I ask for. Or inspiration from, or, you know, phrase it however the fuck you want. Just give me credit in my code. And then mod it to your heart's content. I don't give a shit. It'd also be nice if you credit me on your mod page, but you don't have to. But seriously, if something doesn't fit right, or you don't like how it works, and you can't figure out why it's not working, I can probably tell you what is incompatible. And if you wanna take a shot at making two things that are just impossibly incompatible compatible, you wholeheartedly have my blessing. Wholeheartedly. If you ever want to change any of my mods, or mod my mods so they're mods, do it, dude. It's fun. And it's I don't know if important is the right word, but it's a fun tool set and skill set to learn. So yeah, if you want to fuck my shit, you have my blessing. Until later, I don't know what I'm going to be working on next. Honestly, I'm probably going to have my nose to the grindstone in December, desperately trying to get one of those job things. This month in November, I've applied to, by the end of today, over 200, or over 130, 140 positions, and I haven't heard back at all. And your boy is desperately in need of a job, so I'm going to be focusing on that for the foreseeable future. Obviously, I'll keep making content because that's not a 24/7 thing. There are only so many things I can apply for, but that is my primary source or focus going forward. I still want to stream, I still want to mod and make shit, but I don't have any passion projects that are really front and foremost in my mind yet. So until later, I'm going to say take care. Toodaloo. I'll see you then. Bye-bye.